going to tell you guys about someone that I will personally say that when it comes to your brain and brain health, I will put him in a category of Elon Musk. This is a man that just over a year ago, I was conducting a TEDx workshop. I gave a TED Talk a couple years ago, and I wanted to teach everyone how to give their own TED Talk. And he got up there and volunteered, and I'm like, oh, this guy's already a speaker. He's a freaking genius. He started a company called CBA Neurocheck. It's Conceive, Believe, Achieve, where he specifically focuses on locking your brain into its true power and connecting with your body. He's a neuroscientist, he's a friend of mine, and he's a line speaker. If we can all give it up for my friend, the one, the only, Cody Isabel. Come up here. Good now? One more time. We're going to get it right this time. Oh, I got it. Okay.
I'm not using it.
There you go.
Hello, hello?
One more time. Last one. Now try it.
Welcome.
Okay, cool. It was all, yeah, look at that. Three times the charm.
The truth thing that you were talking about earlier, I was born 6 pounds 8 ounces. Doctor said I would not grow, and I have not stopped since, so I'm living my truth.
Oh, yeah, exactly. Exactly. So first thing I want to know is why did you join the Lion Team? Why did you join this movement?
Yeah, so Alan, one of my best friends, I was actually one of the first, before it was even a Facebook group or any of that kind of stuff, you were kind of, I forgot who it was you met with, but you guys were just hypothesizing, talking about what this could become, what it could be and things, and I was like, that sounds awesome. It's not about just one person, it's about all of us. Yep. And that sounds like the type of group that I was like, this sounds amazing. I would love to do that kind of stuff. So that, and I would pretty much do anything you asked me to do. Were kind of my first initial inspiration. I think I was one of the first, I feel like. Yeah. One of the first 100 at least.
Yeah, first 100 for sure.
Yes, that was cool. Wow.
It's amazing. Thanks for sharing that. What's a fun fact about you?
Oh, yeah, I've got lots of fun facts. One, I love fun socks. That's a fun fact. Number 2 is I'm actually in Iowa, Colorado, Missouri, and Kansas, a registered minister. Yes.
You a preacher?
Not a real one. It was in college. If you could get it online for a PDF, that's what happened. And also, I have a boating license in Utah. Fun fact, not many people know. Also free online and printable as a PDF. Do what I can.
Thank you for sharing that.
Anytime.
Izzy, I love that. And I love what you're saying about the movement of the Lion Team, because I have this vision of the Lion Team, these Get Empowered events. Right now, you guys are here. It started off in a coffee shop. We was in coffee shops. It was like maybe 20 of us, 15 of us in there. And now we're slowly growing. And we have a vision of taking this Get Empowered events, this Lion Team, to the T-Mobile Center, and filling that place up. If they can have basketball, NBA teams in there, why can't there be people in there changing their lives?
Hell yes.
You know? Yeah.
My man.
Yeah, let's do that. So what is the greatest problem that you solve?
I think one of the greatest problems I solve is helping people understand how much power they have between their ears. I'm a huge proponent of it. I talk about it a lot. I am a neuroscientist, yes, but not like the white coat in a lab type. I like to be out with people just like you guys. Neuroscientist is such a fancy word. Like every single one of you has a brain. You guys are all neuroscientists. And so that's, I think, the biggest, or one of the biggest problems I'm passionate about is educating people about their brain and making it simpler. I think where's Carla? I was talking to Carla about the brain. It's not that complicated, right? And just helping people understand that it really isn't. Your mind, your brain, your body, they're all connected, and you have a lot more power than you really think you do between your ears. And that is one of the biggest problems I do. I mean, you can attack anxiety, stress, depression. You don't necessarily need pills. You don't necessarily need these things. It's right between your ears. You just got to unlock that. So really helping people understand and step into that power is something I'm passionate about.
Amazing, man. I appreciate that. I appreciate what you do. Appreciate everything about you, So, guys, please give it up for Cody. He's going to give you guys 15 minutes of the best event of your life. Let's give it up for Cody Isabel.
Thank you. So Alan suggested that we do some icebreakers, so I'm going to do exactly that. But I need everybody to pretend. It's one of my favorite things. I'm a 6'6" baby child. I mean, seriously, I'm a kid at heart. Anyone that knows me knows that's true. So I'm going to have everybody in a moment stand up. But before we do that, I got to prime you a little bit. I want you to go back to when you're a kid. You've got imagination. You can be anything you want to be. And right now, I'm dubbing you all a genius. Everybody here is a genius. So we're going to introduce ourselves as such. When we stand up, find someone, right or left of you, doesn't really matter. Person on the right's going to go first. And you're going to say, hello, my name is, fill in with your name. So hello, my name is Cody. And I'm a genius. That's all I want you to do. Person on the right's going to go first, then the person on the left. I'll count down, 3, 2, 1, and we're going to make it. We're going to make it a thing. Introduce ourselves as a genius. Stand up, please. Heck yes, heck yes, heck yes. Find someone. All right. Doesn't matter who it is. Find somebody on the right. 3, 2, 1. Heck yes. All right. Person on the left. 3, 2, 1. Hell yes. Okay. Thank you. Thank you. I love it. You guys are geniuses. I 100% agree. You guys sit down, take a break, relax. I agree. So what just happened there is one of the most powerful things in your brain. Every single one of you guys, for a moment, changed your brain chemistry. You changed what is happening inside of your head. Truly, your brain went and altered itself just because you pretended and we became something different. It's what you told yourself. It's your story, and that's the power of your brain. Your mind, your brain, your body. I talk about this all the time, and it's what I work on a ton with people. And I love to explain what is going on between your ears as we are talking. So when you said you're a genius, your mind, which is mind, brain, body, brain's in the middle between you and your body, your mind is who you are. It's the thing that's talking to you all the time, those thoughts. And so you said, I'm a genius. And for a moment, your brain, which all it does is ask questions and tries to make predictions. It's that simple. It's just trying to figure out what is this guy doing? What's he going to do next? And it is asking, well, what would Cody do, typically? But for a moment, you said you were a genius. So your brain asked, wait, what would a genius do? And then your body goes and acts. Your brain's right between your mind and your body. Body is action, mind is questions, feelings, emotions, and mind is who you are. So for a quick moment, you did that. This is something I work on with people all the time, and something I call heroes. I have a company, it's called CBA Heroes, and this is exactly what I do. Like, what is a hero? It is creating something, right? So I was introduced as Cody, for sure, but right now I'm Tony. What? Who the hell is Tony? Tony is the hero that I use, specifically for speaking, talking, webinars, like all that kind of stuff. Tony is based off Tony Robbins. Don't know if you know the guy, he's pretty good on stage. I want some of those powers. So in my head, I am saying, I am Tony. I am Tony. What would Tony do becomes the question my brain asks, and guess what? My body follows. It's not mystical, but it can happen. And it's something called multiple self theory that I play on when I teach people how to create a hero for themselves. Multiple self theory is something we all do, like all the time, like right now. You are acting differently right now at this networking event than you probably do around your family, than you do when you're at the gym, at church, around friends, right? You act differently. You have different selves. Those different selves isn't interesting. I much prefer to call them costumes because I firmly believe adults are just kids wearing costumes. Tonight, I'm going to talk to you about how to define a costume, pick one intentionally, choose the powers it has, telling a story about my favorite one ever. It was my first coaching client, and who he chose to be was Izzy. So I'm going to tell you the story of Izzy and how he created that first hero for himself. He was my first client, so bear with me. I was a young coach. So I met with this kid. It was a family friend, and I got to him. His family and parents had told me, okay, so this is where he's at. He was going to go to a college in the middle of, he's from Kansas City. He was going to go to Mizzou and be around all his friends, do the safe thing, but he actually at the last minute decided, I'm going to go play a sport far away, 3, 4, 5 hours away. I'm going to be the only person there that's from my town, and he's a little bit nervous and scared. I was like, okay, this is perfect. Like, he's got a story he wants to define. I think I can do this. I can go help him become a hero. So in our first meeting, the first thing I do is start to ask. I'm like, I can be a bit intrusive sometimes. I ask permission, but I asked him about his past. I'm like, so tell me, where have you been? What have you done? What's the story that you've had in your head through high school? That was where he's at. And the dude, I swear to the good Lord, was like Zac Efron from High School Musical, captain of the basketball team, president of his class, great grades, awesome family, awesome friend group. I'm like, what on earth am I going to help this dude with? I have no idea. Again, young coach, no idea at that point that under the surface there's always something more. I just knew I needed to ask some questions. So I did. I was like, tell me more. Like, there's got to be more in there. What is that voice in your head saying to you? And he paused. It's like no one had ever asked him that before. And he's like, well, the voice inside my head, and he didn't stop for the next like 20 minutes. I'm not confident. I don't believe in myself. Got all these pimples. Like, are they looking at my pimples or are they looking at me? I don't believe in myself. I was like, what about your friend group? You got all these friends. He's like, I went to private school for 10 years. These guys were friends for 10 years. I'm the outsider. I'm the last guy to eat. I'm the last one. I feel like I don't belong here. I'm like, geez, okay. Well, what about your class president? He's like, yeah, because that friend group didn't elect me into Senate. Senate is what actually mattered. Class president's just a figurehead. It doesn't really mean anything. I wasn't good enough to be in Senate. And I'm like, oh boy, not good enough. Very common one. All right, I'm taking mental notes here. And I'm like, okay, well, what about the basketball team? You're the captain. He's like, dude, I'm one of 2 seniors. I'm not the smartest. I'm not the tallest. I'm not the strongest. I'm not the best. I don't know the next play. Why am I the leader? I have no idea. He's beating the crap out of himself. Does anyone, voice inside of anyone else's head sound that way sometimes? Okay. This kid wasn't alone. He thought he was. I was like, perfect, bro. We're going to create a hero. And he's like, dude, I'm not trying to be made fun of right now. I was like, no, bro, seriously. I know it sounds a little crazy. Remember? Giant kid right here. We're going to create a hero. He's like, okay, fine. What does that mean? I was like, it means you get to choose your story. So I asked him one of the most powerful questions I ask everybody I talk with. What are you becoming? Who are you becoming? And he sat there. I was like, who do you want to be more like? Who do you want to go on this journey with? The journey for him, it was kind of given to him, was going into college. And so I asked him, who are you becoming? He's like, he knew almost right away. I want to be like my uncle. I was like, your uncle? Okay, tell me more about your uncle. What's his name? He's like, well, everybody calls him Izzy. And I was like, oh, okay. What's Izzy like? He's like, Izzy was in the Vietnam War. When he walks in the room, my entire family is silent. They all listen to him. I was like, oh, okay, cool. He's like, he was the front when they would breach. When he talks, he knows how to act. He's confident. He has the bravado. I want to be like Izzy. I want to be able to act like Izzy. I was like, hell yes. Now you can start to ask yourself, instead of I am blank, you can start to ask, well, what would Izzy do? And that became our mantra. I started to ask him, okay, perfect. What would Izzy do? I love this. Your name's Izzy. Your powers are confidence and action, taking action. And his journey, again, was baked in, going to college. So it's like, you got to introduce yourself. The first mission I work on with people, in the first 7 days, you got to introduce yourself as that hero. You've got to really become this thing. And so I was talking to him, well, how could you introduce yourself? He's like, well, all the freshmen, it's a small school, so all the freshmen get together, and there's like a little networking event, 3 truths and a lie, all that kind of stuff. And he's like, all right, I could introduce him there. I was like, what do you mean you couldn't introduce him there? That's for sure what we're doing, right? And I gave him this one. The eyebrows. Notorious for it. I get headaches because of my eyebrows. But it was the first time I said that, and he was a little nervous about it, but I asked him, what would Izzy do? Instantly. He was like a new guy. He's like, Izzy would act. I was like, hell yes, he would. So his first mission was to go introduce himself as Izzy, just like you guys did. Hello, my name is so-and-so, but most people call me Izzy. And he did it. So 14 days, so 7, 14, and 21 are the first 3 check-ins when I do coaching with people. So at 14 days, I was like, what's up? How'd it go, man? How was that first mission? He's like, dude, it worked. I was like, no way. He's like, yes. Everyone's calling me Izzy. My teammates, my friends, my family. I can't believe it. Like, they're calling, it's happening. I'm becoming Izzy. I was like, yes, hell yes. I had no idea if it was going to work. First client, bear with me. But it did. It was awesome. And so I was like, all right, so tell me more. We got to have another mission here, right? Between 14 and 21, there's another mission. It's one that I help them create, and then 21 to 42 is a mission they choose. So this one, I was like, what's going on? What's going on at school? He's like, well, all of these poli-sci majors have their pictures all over the place. They're running for Senate. It's like, oh, really? Eyebrows. Second time. He's like, yes, really. I was like, but I've been thinking about running for it. And I was like, well, what's holding you back, brother? And he's like, well, I'm a little bit nervous. I wasn't good enough in high school to do it. I mean, what makes you think I could do it now? I think you already know where I'm going with this. What would Izzy do? Izzy would do it. I was like, hell yes, he would. Next time we talk is 21 days, brother. This is your second mission. Run for Senate. He's like, but no athlete has ever done this. No one has ever. I was like, hey, what would Izzy do? Izzy would act. All right, get creative. You got this. So 21 days, ring, ring. You're not going to believe it. I bet I will. He said, I won. I got in the Senate. I was like, no, tell me, how? What happened? He's like, well, what I did was I took a picture of myself, spent half my printing budget, and pasted it next to every water fountain in the entire school. I was like, what? He's like, yeah, and I ran with 4 words. I was like, 4 words. 4 words. What were they? Free water on me. I couldn't believe this kid. I loved it. So, won by a landslide. He's like, dude, people are calling me Izzy. It's working. Other athletes are starting to run. They're caring about what's happening with the students. I can't believe this. I was like, dude, I can believe this. What's going on? Like, you get to define your next journey. After that, I had my 42-day check-in, I think. He also got into a fraternity. And then at 63 days is when after that, I really kick him off. And that's the point. Again, it's between your head. It's not me. It's you. And so I kicked him off, and I didn't really talk to him again until senior year. His senior year. What a story. He texted me. He's like, what's up, bro? You got a minute? I was like, dude, I tell your story everywhere I go. Dude, I got a minute. You can have as much time as you want. So I jump on FaceTime with him. I'm like, what's up? What's going on? He's like, dude, Greek week just got over. I was like, what on earth is Greek week? For those of you who don't know, I was perplexed as well. Greek week apparently is when the fraternities and sororities battle one another. The whole week is full of like point systems. They're battling one another. There's competitions and all this stuff. And he's like, last night was the award ceremony. It's the last event. I was like, okay, awesome. And then I was like, so what's the point? He's like, the last award is President of the Year. My fraternity is down by 10 points. This is the last award. I was like, okay. He's a kid, right? I got to let him tell the story. Like, we know where this is going. He won President of the Year. But then he said, my least favorite word, I came from sales, brother. My least favorite word in sales, B-U-T. But. Hate it. What happened? He's like, President of the Year is only worth 5 points. I was like, damn. So I had to go into full coaching mode. It's like, so you learn that Izzy helped you understand that it's not all about the awards. It's not all about the trophies. And he's like, no. You don't understand. I was walking back to my chair, and I heard my name again. I was like, what? What do you mean? He's like, everybody started looking back at me, and I looked back, and Greek Man of the Year was on the board. I was like, no freaking way. He's like, I had won. Greek Man of the Year's 10 points. We won by 5. That was the last award of the entire night. I was like, what? You're kidding me. He's like, no, I swear. I was like, this is the first time my fraternity has ever won in history, Greek week. I was like, I'm going to tell this story forever. He's like, yeah, and I was the only guy ever in my fraternity to win both in the same year. I can't believe this. And then he starts gushing a little bit, and I had to pause him because he started saying, I couldn't have done this without you. You helped me create Izzy. You helped me do this, you that. And I was like, hold on a moment, brother man. You asked for help. You defined your journey. You decided to become something new. You decided your new journey. You decided to go upon this. You decided to become something other than what you were getting. You are Izzy. You are a hero. Congratulations. It was awesome. I love that moment. I still think about it. And so today, I know for a fact, I believe that there is an Izzy in every single one of you guys. I know it. I know it for a fact because I'm Izzy. My uncle's name is Aaron Isabel. Izzy is my family's nickname. Simpson College in Indianola, Iowa is where I went to school. Izzy was on accident. I had no clue what I was doing. The only coach that I had was between my ears. I just wanted something different, and I took action. That's it. That's all you need to do is take action. At CBA and at Heroes, we have a definition for heroes, and that's what I want to leave you with tonight. The definition that we use is an ordinary person, just like you guys, just like me, put into an extraordinary circumstance, who takes action. That's it. 3 commas. An ordinary person put into an extraordinary circumstance who takes action. What story do you want to write? Who are you becoming? Right now, tonight, is your extraordinary circumstance. Act. Thank you.